Hey guys, I'm Mr. Mills, and today we're going to be graphing equations by making a table. Now, graphing is something that we've done many times this year, and we actually just did it before we went on spring break. And we did it by a variety of ways, right? We've done it by making a table, we've done it by intercepts, we've done it by slope and y-intercept, and we've also done it just by picking 2 points off of out of an equation, okay? And so because there's so many different ways to graph, that's great because it gives us a lot of different opportunities to graph equations using different methods. So today we will be graphing, oh my God. Hey guys, I'm Mr. Mills, and today we're going to be graphing equations using a table. So graphing is something we've done many times this year, and we've done it a few different ways. We've done it by making tables, by using x and y intercepts, by using slope and the y-intercept, and also just by using 2 random points out of an equation. Okay? And so because we actually just did graphing before we went on spring break, I think this is a great time to go back and go to where we all started at by graphing, right? By making a table. And so I have this equation here, 4y equals 2x plus 8. So I'm going to graph this equation by making a table. And I'm going to do that by, I'll go x, y, and my x values, I'm going to start by picking -1, and I'll pick -1, 0, 1, and 2, okay? And so in Algebra 1, these 4 points here, these 4 values, they will work, or at least I'll make the problems to where these will work for you, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and start taking -1 and substituting it in for my x value up here, and then simplifying to get a y value, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this equation here, 4y equals 2x plus 8, and I'm going to go ahead and replace -1 into my x via substitution, right? So 4y equals 2 times -1 plus 8, okay, and I need to simplify this. I need to get y completely by itself. Great opportunity to practice your equation solving skills. Okay, so I got 4y equals 2 times -1 is -2 plus 8. Okay, and then I can simplify -2 plus 8. -2 plus 8 is positive 6. Okay, and then lastly, let's divide both sides by 4. So I'll write it up here, I get y equals 6 over 4, which is 1.5 as a decimal. Okay, so that's one of my equations. One of my points, -1, 1.5. Okay, so I can go ahead and graph this -1 and 1.5. So my x is -1, so I'm going to go left 1, and then my y is 1.5, so I'm going to go up 1.5, and that's my first point right there. Okay, now I got 3 more to do, and I think I'm going to need a little bit more room here, so I'm going to go ahead and erase these guys down here. And let's do x is 0, and this is our favorite one. It's the easiest one to simplify. Okay, so I'm going to take 0 and I'm going to sub that in up here. So I still have 4y equals 2 times 0 plus 8. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 8. 0 plus 8 is just 8. And then lastly, I got to divide by 4 to both sides. So I get y equals 2. Okay. So I have my second point here. I have y equals 2 and x equals 0. So I can graph 0, 2. So x is 0 and y is 2. 0, 2 is right there. Okay. Okay, so now I have 2 points on my graph. I'm going to get 2 more. The next one I'm going to use is I'm going to use positive 1 here. This is a nice one as well. Okay, so I'm going to take positive 1 and sub that in for my x. So I have 4y equals 2 times 1 plus 8. 2 times 1 is just 2 plus 8. And then 2 plus 8 is 10, so 4y equals 10. I got to divide both sides by 4, and I end up with y equals 10 over 4, which is 2.5 as a decimal. Okay, so I can go ahead and graph now 1 comma 2.5. So I'm going to go over 1 and up 2.5 right there. And I have 3 points now. I really just have one more to do. So I'm going to have to show my work right over here. That's okay. So now let's do, if you have room on your paper, go ahead and keep going down. Okay, but now I'm going to substitute in x is 2. Okay, so I'm taking 2, sub it in for that x right there. So I have 4y equals 2 times 2 plus 8. Start simplifying. 4y equals 2 times 2 is 4 plus 8. Okay, and then 4 plus 8 is 12. So my last step is to divide both sides by 4, and I get y equals 3. Okay, so my last point I can graph is x is 2 and y is 3. So over 2 and up 3, right about there. And look at that, I have a nice line going on. I have 4 points. Let's go ahead and connect those as best as I can. Something like that. I am not an artist by any means, okay? So that's all I'm asking for by graphing, by making a table, is just pick -1, 0, 1, and 2. Those are usually pretty nice points. Plot those 4 points on the graph, and then draw the line between them, okay? Thank you.